thinking it would mean goodbye. I thought,
what's up, y'all?
It was just another fight.
Just listening to some J Hart.
Said it's supposed to be easy, but I tried to be a man about it. Breaking up was necessary. When the pain gets heavy, I keep telling myself it's temporary. Maybe one day we laugh about it, even though we're still not ready.
How you guys doing?
It's heavy, I keep telling myself it's temporary.
Oh yeah, that's Temporary by J Hart. My guest today. Really excited to have him on. First, how you guys doing? We've reached Wednesday. We've reached midweek. Whew. Dragging on. Super bored. Duh, it's Emily says. I know what you mean. You might recognize this jacket. I've worn it on past episodes. What do you guys expect? I'll bring it up with wardrobe. Yeah, that's all I got. I mean, some air fryer updates. I haven't used it in the past couple days, which is a mistake. Herbs are doing good. They're alive and well. I've been watching Better Call Saul. Last night I watched Bad Education on HBO. It was good. That's really all I got. Ugh. Yeah, so I'm really excited for the episode today. My good friend Jay Hart is going to join me. And he is not only just a good friend, I've known him for a long time, but he is a hit songwriter. For real. And has written for Justin Bieber, Keith Urban, One Republic, Why Don't We, Kygo, so many people. So I'm really excited for you guys to get to know him a little bit more today, and we have a bunch of fun stories. So without further ado, let's get him in here. I hope he's in here. Oh, he's watching.
Hello!
Hello!
Hey, girl.
Everyone, welcome Jay Hart
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone.
to Katelyn at Noon, or Katelyn Tarver Time. Tarver Talks.
Tarver Talks. Now, can I put my old wired headphones in, or am I going to
Yeah,
be stuck?
try it. Sometimes it's made it a little bit muffled, but you can try it and I'll let you know.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, what a nice view of the sky.
Hello. How are we? Better?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, good.
How about everyone watching? We'll see their comments go through.
Hi, guys.
think
Also,
it's
my
okay.
my roommate made me eggs and bacon.
Oh my.
So I'm going to be enjoying that throughout the course of our lives.
Dang, I would have brought some breakfast too.
Yeah, girl. That's where we're at today.
Oh my God. Well, you know, I've kept people up to date with my air fryer journey, and you also are a big fan of the air fryer.
I'm obsessed.
I think, an inspiration to me.
Well, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you recognized that.
Not really for songwriting or anything else, mostly just for the air fryer.
I walked so you could run.
Yes. But you're a big fan. I don't know
why. A huge fan.
If I don't end up sponsored by like air fryer in general by the end of this, I'm going to be disappointed.
Let's send off emails after this to get ourselves sponsorships. Then we can feel really good about plugging it.
Yeah. Well, as you guys can see, I have Jay Hart joining me today. He is, I gave you a little intro before you came on, but yeah, you're just super talented songwriter, artist, singer,
thanks, girl.
person, friend. If people aren't familiar with you who are watching, could you give them just a little, backstory, where you're from, how you ended up living in LA as a songwriter? I mean, I know that's a lot to cover, but
Oof. Yeah. Okay. I'll give you the abridged version. So
great.
basically, and this is what's going to happen when I start talking about England, I'm going to sound more English, but,
Well, you
so I
know
was,
how I feel about that.
yeah. So I was born in England, grew up in London until I was 12, and then I moved to Atlanta, Georgia.
Woo!
Yeah, the dirty South. We bond over that, Katelyn.
We do. Yeah.
And then I grew up in Atlanta, went to college, started interning for this like pop producer named Polo Dawn, and signed my first like publishing deal. Moved out to LA, drove out here with like 3 of my friends, and just worked my little ass off. Um, and that's the highly abridged version of the story.
Yes.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
how.
mean, we can get more into it as we talk, but basically, your accent is a little confused because you moved from the UK to the South.
It is, yeah. So it's like sometimes more Southern, and then sometimes it's more English, which is,
Right.
and
Yeah,
alcohol affects it as well.
yes. I
So
know.
if I'm like, the drunker I get, the more English I get. So I think people
Absolutely.
might think I have like light schizophrenia or something.
Well, we bonded because the drunker I get, the more Southern I sound.
Right.
So,
You
yeah.
start talking,
But I do
like
always give you
this.
a
You
hard
start
time.
talking about Waffle House.
Yeah. But you can connect with me on the South, the Southern stuff, and
Oh,
I
girl.
just make fun of you for all of a sudden saying mum.
Right, mum. Yeah.
I'm like, you don't say mum.
Yeah, and I make fun of you for saying, my dogs are barking.
Oh my gosh. But you and I met probably, what, like 2011, 12, like right when you moved out here and kind of right when I moved out here.
Yes. Yeah, we met right, like, I feel like it was right after I did my, oh, there we go, after.
Yep,
I feel
right
like it
on.
was right after I did my first Bieber song, right? Because I just remember
Yeah.
that happening, and then I met our mutual friend Rick.
Yes.
And then I ended up just becoming friends with the whole group, which is how we became friends.
Yes. I mean, we like I feel like I bring you up constantly in like interviews or people are like, who are your favorite songwriters out in LA? And I feel like I'm talking about you all the time.
Oh, it's so sweet, Katelyn.
But you know, I'm such a big fan of you, and you've just been. I mean, you're such a talented songwriter, and you've had so many artists, you know, cut songs that you've written. What was your first like major cut? Do you feel like you were like, whoa, this is was it Justin Bieber? Was it Company?
Yeah, no, it wasn't
No.
Company. Sorry, that bacon's really good. I have to keep coming back to it. Um, it was "Take You" by Justin Bieber
Take You.
On the, oh my God, what album was that on? It was on the Believe album.
Yes.
And I wrote it with a few friends of mine who were all amazing writers. And that was right before we met.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And I feel like we bonded over like the South and a shared love of music and throwing parties and playing board games.
Oh, yeah, girl. We bonded
Or
over
just
all
like
of that.
games in general.
Well, you and I are both pretty competitive.
Yeah.
When it comes to games.
Yeah.
And alcohol intensifies that competitiveness for me. So I've almost ended friendships over catchphrase. Let's not even get into it.
God, we had so many catchphrases like just knock down, drag out.
Oh, just full on. Like we had to take a breather.
Yeah, it was like, all right, everyone just like walk
Everybody
around.
take 5, walk around the block, come back.
Let's take 5. Okay, so Take You was like your first Bieber cut. Like, I mean, how long have you been trying to like write songs and get cuts at that point?
So Take You was in 2012, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 2012. I had been trying at that point since, well, I started doing music in high school, and my music was so bad. I
Like
actually
you were
just
just writing your own music and singing it.
I was writing and producing my own music, but it was literally garboosh. And I'll never forget, they played my like first like single at prom in high school, and it literally just bombed in the whole floor. Like,
No.
yeah, the whole dance floor just cleared except for like me and like three girls that I was friends with.
Wait, why did they? Had you like given your song to a friend or something, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna play it at prom"?
I
Like,
think I literally asked them to play it and gave them a CD.
oh, okay, you're like, "Look, this is gonna
I
kill.
was like, the kids are gonna love it. Put it
Yeah,
on.
this is gonna
I'll,
be sick. It's gonna just get the party going." Oh,
and as it turns out, the kids did not love it. The
they
kids, in
said it's
fact, hated it.
garbage.
Yeah, so I started in high school and got better, which was 2006. So I'm aging myself here, but I started around 2005, 2006.
Yeah,
Got better when I did my internship in Atlanta with Polo. I learned so much. Actually, I really recommend doing some sort of an internship if you're trying to get into music and just learning just by watching people, because I just learned so much about mixing, about writing, about the business side.
yeah, and so that was in Atlanta while you were still in high school.
That was like, no, that was after high school. So that was
Or
like maybe
after high school.
2008, 2009.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, just got better. I feel like I really honed in once I moved to LA though. Like I think I just being around the industry and being around people and
Did
just
you
helped me.
always sort of feel like I'm gonna end up in music somehow? Like, or was that something that you were like, oh, I'd love to do this, but what does that even look like? Because it seems like you had a pretty clear idea of what you wanted to do pretty early on.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to be in music. I like didn't come out of the closet until I was like 25. So
Okay.
I was dealing with other shit and wasn't prepared to sort of be front and center singing in front of people just because I wasn't comfortable with myself.
Yeah.
Um, Sorry, I'm pacing. I have to pace on. I just saw someone saying he's walking back and forth. Yes, I'm obsessed with pacing. I can't not do it.
Well, no,
I don't
I
even.
was also going to say, like, I really appreciate you going live with me. I think this is your first live of quarantine, right?
It is. Yes, I've been
And
resisting.
I'm so honored you
Aww.
went live for me.
Well, I love you, and you're like such a good friend, and I feel safe.
Okay, good. You are safe.
Yes, I feel cocooned.
But I am laughing because I'm like, yeah, he definitely hates going live. I'm looking at the side of his face the entire time.
Oh my God. Okay, all right. You know what? I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna sit down.
Right after you say you feel
Fuck.
safe, I just drag you.
Yeah, you just dragged me for shit. Okay, I'm going back to my bacon.
Go back to your bacon.
Okay. Also, I wrote some oh my God. I wrote some quiz questions for you.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Some trivia questions, so we can get to that later. I'm really
Yeah,
excited
we'll
about that.
I mean, basically, like, I'm just always interested with, songwriting is such a.
Hi, Joshua.
Who's here?
Sorry, Joshua is asking about my EP. Hi, Joshua.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get to that too, baby. Which I was just playing your music as I started the show today. I was
were?
playing temporary. Mm-hmm.
Aw, thank you. Thanks, Katelyn.
But like with songwriting, it's just not like a really advertised career. It's like, oh, you only find out about it, I guess, by being obsessed with it and like writing songs and realizing it's something you can do, which I feel like is such a rare thing. Like for me, it was like, oh, I know I can sing and like perform and I like it and I enjoy it, but I wasn't thinking about like writing the songs and how that comes about. So I feel like with songwriters, I'm always interested to know how that even came about. Like, how did you all of a sudden realize you could hear music and all of a sudden just start spouting off melodies and that was writing a song,
Yeah, I mean, I was obsessed with the creation of music. Just like I kind of was obsessed with the creation of movies as well for a long time. So I
Yeah.
researched a lot about like who created my favorite songs, and I noticed that a lot of my favorite songs were created by the same people. So
Right.
I started to, become fans of songwriters and producers, and yeah, that's how I got into songwriting. And then I was like, wait, this is fucking awesome. I can
Yeah.
craft songs and have other people sing them and be a part of the whole process. And
Yeah.
yeah, it just became such an output for me creatively.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you moved to LA, you just sort of like hit the ground running with like writing with whoever you could and just trying to break into the kind of like world of music here, which can be really tough.
Honey, I broke into a wind sprint.
Yeah.
I just have never run that fast in my life.
I mean, I remember I had this memory of meeting you for the first time, back, and you were writing with our mutual friend Rick, and we'd kind of come back to this house that you guys, maybe Rick lived at, or you were over there, and we had like gone to play kickball or something, and we came home,
I remember that
and
day. That was
you
such
were
a fun
there
day.
writing a song, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're here working, like writing on a Saturday while we're all just like having fun. I was like, wow, this guy's like really serious
This guy means
about
business.
yeah. And it was, I think it was a good thing to see and a thing to keep in mind of like, you really have to hustle to break in those first few years, and no one's
Yeah.
gonna do it but you.
T. Yes, that's absolutely T. Work ethic is fucking everything.
Yes.
What are you giggling at?
What?
What are you giggling at?
I've never had someone respond to me with tea.
It's tea. It's big, fat ass, juicy tea.
But you're right,
Um,
it is tea.
It is big tea. Hi, Diego. I miss you. Sorry. One of my friends.
You got a bunch of fans. They're like, J Heart's going live?
Girl, I have resisted. Wait, someone said tomorrow I have my first state exam, and that will be my speech exam. Maybe you guys know some tips how to not be nervous and calm myself so that everything will be okay.
You have to like give a speech for your exam. Is that what they're saying?
I think so, yeah. First speech exam.
Do you
I
have
would
much experience with public speaking?
I mean, public, yes. It's easier for me to speak in public than it is to perform, and that was like a big thing for me to go, really?
Yeah.
I feel like once I get rolling, I can,
Yeah.
like, public speaking is just, it just feels like a conversation, but they're kind of similar in that the nervousness that you get, like, affects your voice, like, sometimes when I get super nervous and I start singing, it's like shaky.
Yes.
So I always say breathing exercises, like putting your hand.
Uh-oh. It's frozen for me. Hello? Oh no. JR. Casey comes back. Oh, well, there he goes. All right, let me get him back. We were doing so well with no technical issues. Seriously, Lauren. He just said, OMG, my phone overheated. He texted me that. Let me see if I can. I don't want to end it. You know. I'll get him back. He was really in the middle of some good advice, too. Just hold, please. Do 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 do. I need some hold music or like intermission. Mikey Reeves. in the house. What's new? Not much. All right, he says he's back. Let's try it again. Uh-oh. Oh, no. All right. Oh,
Piece of candy!
Not live anymore?
My phone overheated. I guess our conversation was too hot.
Oh, the tea was too hot. All right.
The tea was too hot, but we're back.
Tea was too hot. Okay, he's back. He's back. You
Sorry,
were saying,
guys.
do some breathing exercises. Try to calm your voice. Try to.
Yes.
Yes.
Center myself, put hands on heart, breathing exercises. I like to breathe out like kind of through it, like pretending you're breathing through a straw. So just like that for like 5 minutes right before going on. And then just hype the fuck out of yourself. Dance around, you know, just get hyphy.
Yeah. Sorry, you were sort of robotic there for a minute.
We're having technical ass difficulties.
I think it's fine. Anyway.
Okay.
So I think that's some good advice and good best luck. So we have written some songs together.
We have.
We've written Weekend Millionaires together.
Weekend Millionaires. Bop.
And that one, so I figured it would be fun to kind of talk about writing some of these songs.
Yes.
We've written a couple, but Weekend Millionaires was kind of a couple years into our friendship, and we were like a little more comfortable with each other. And I wanted to bring you into the studio. I was working on like my album with Ludwig Göransson.
That's right. Wow. Yes, Ludwig.
Who's amazing. And I brought you in for a session, and we're kind of like working on an idea, and you were like, I have this title, or this is how I remember it. Like, I have this title, Weekend Millionaires, and I was like, yes. I'm writing that song, and I feel like we have every time we get together, you help me write some of like my snarkier songs.
I love a snarky pop song. I love a self-aware, socially aware snarky pop song.
Like, I think the way I remember it is something like, oh, you were like, well, what if it's like, Weekend Millionaires, like we're living it up on the weekend, and I was like, what if it's about like living it up, but you're actually broke? And,
yep.
Like,
the fake it till you make it mentality.
Fake it till you make it. We're all out here in LA trying to be cool.
Yeah.
That's how it is. I mean, I think it was a fun like thing to lyrically try and just poke fun at kind of the things that we do living in LA, trying to seem cool.
Yep, totally. Trying to get on.
So I feel like we wrote it pretty fast once we got going. Like the H&M.
We did. Also, I have a question. That clip that you posted, where I'm like, piece of candy. What is that from?
That's from another song that never came out.
What song was that?
It was called There Goes My Heartache.
Okay.
And it was sort of like 60s, like, floppy kind of, because I was trying to do a little bit of that during that period of time. And it was like, I thought that it was love. I thought I found somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I remember. And what was the piece of candy line?
It was like, but you left me in the dust like some old piece of candy.
Oh my God. I just love that clip so much.
Me too.
It's so good.
It's so good. But and then also, like, not only did you help write it, you like that clip, you were doing a lot of vocal producing for a lot of those songs too, which means like you'd come in and help find some harmonies, add like little background things to fill the song out, which you know, is, a lot of people don't know, is such a skill. It's such a specific skill that you
I
have.
I love doing background vocals and finding harmonies, and I just love all that shit so much.
You're really, really good at it. And like,
Oh, thanks,
you know,
Caitlin.
if you listen to Weekend Millionaires, there's so many background parts. Like, I feel like I've sent you videos of like me doing a sound check where I'm playing the track of Weekend Millionaires, and it's just you. Like, there's these little throughout the chorus, and
Oh
there's
yeah.
like that part that's like, oh, food again, and with 10 bags from H&M, returning 5 of
Five of
them.
them.
Oh,
Oh
oh
yeah.
yeah. It's
Yes.
just all the best moments.
Yes. We
You know,
love that.
you're really good at finding just those little like things that are so memorable about a song.
Oh, thanks, girl.
When we come
Well,
later,
I remember all those things growing up from songs. Like, I
yeah,
remember background parts. Because back in the day, back in the day, oh my God. But, like, especially in the, back in the day, especially in the 90s and 2000s, it was like a lot of choruses that were all background vocals, and people would just ad-lib over the choruses.
yeah,
Like, there were a lot of, like, Usher songs and R&B songs that came out where the choruses were just all backgrounds, and the whole lead was just doing ad libs during the choruses. So
right,
yeah, I just remember being so obsessed with that,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
totally. And I mean, if anyone's
Hey
watching,
Harry.
oh
Harry's in
hey
here.
Harry,
So
all your
yeah.
fans,
Oh, no, Harry's one of my friends.
friends and fans. I'm
You've
your
got more
friend, and I'm
you've got more
also your
fans in here than I do, girl.
um, yeah, and then we worked on my song labels, which
That's right.
was like basically me coming into the session and being like, I'm mad at everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
You
like,
were mad.
everyone's underestimating me and trying to put me in a box. And you were like, okay.
I was like, girl, let's do it.
Yeah, and that is one of my fave songs. And I got to really let out some emotion in that.
I mean, listen, we all deal with music. Well, you and I both have dealt with music industry shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember dealing, I don't know if it was me or you, it might have been me that was dealing with some like stuff from a label that
Mm-hmm.
day, a record label.
Yes.
And I was like, why don't we just call it labels so that we
Yeah.
can sort of talk, like, kind of tick
It's
two
like,
boxes at once? Talk
exactly.
about the music business, but also talk about being labeled. Um,
Exactly. Because it sort of felt like the same thing. It was like
yep.
a lot of what we were frustrated about was like this idea of feeling like you have to have this like short label that you can be
Yeah.
like, this is me. And it's
Yeah.
like, you know,
Well, I remember hearing a story about Sarah Bareilles about how the label asked her to write a love song, and
yes.
she wrote, "I'm not going to write you a love song," in response to the record label saying, "You need a love song. You need a hit."
Yes. Yes. That's such a
So,
good story.
I love songs that do both of those things, that kind of like say fuck you in a way, but also kind of accomplish more than one goal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Me
mean?
too. I do. And we've written, you co-wrote on Young, which I ended up taking out to Songland
Yes.
and winning that episode with our song Young.
Winner, baby.
That was pretty cool. And also, I thought it would be fun. I have a song, an earlier song of ours that never, well, it did come out on like SoundCloud and stuff, but this is like a demo.
Ah!
Fun. We're really gonna air out
Oh, yes.
this song. I think we both agree is still great.
It's a bop for
It's
the
a
ages.
but there was our first session. We added some little, you know, these things that you're so good at, little moments. That now that you found this recently and we were looking back and dying, and I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it, but let's just, so this is a song called Nobody Like You, that if people have been kind of keeping up with me for a while, you may know it. It's like on YouTube and stuff, but it's not like streaming.
Wasn't it one of our first songs that we wrote too?
I think so.
We wrote it in my bedroom at Park La Brea.
Yes, we wrote it in your bedroom.
So this was like 2000, what, 12, 13 maybe?
Yeah, like early days.
Early days.
Again, it was another snark song, and you know, it really set us off on the right foot. But I'm just gonna just listen.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
Okay, let's see if I can fast forward to. Okay, so pretty cool little intro. Can you hear that? All right. Oh, really long intro.
Yeah, we, you know.
All right. One more. Okay, so if you didn't hear this good, they're pretty low, but basically the lyric is like, blow me off cause I like when you stand me up, it's so great. And then we added, it's so great.
Like, I don't know why we felt the need to have like a narration in the song.
I feel like listening back, it's just to like really hone in that we
on the lyrics.
Sarcastic,
yes.
Because the next line's like, blow me up late at night when you need someone, it's okay. And then it goes, yeah, I'll come over.
Come over. Oh, hi, Jonah. Jonah. Shout out, why don't we? I miss you, Jonah.
He misses you, Jonah.
Jonah's in an amazing band called Why Don't We?
Oh, Why Don't We? You've written a song for Why Don't We called 8 Letters.
Yes, I wrote a song called 8 Letters and Don't Change with the boys and with my friend and writing partner, Johnny Price.
Yes, Johnny!
And shout out to the Monsters on 8 Letters.
Oh, yes. Let's actually, you know what, that's a good segue. Let's talk about some of your cuts, because you got a few.
We're not going to play any more of Nobody Like You. I mean, those...
We could play the second
Should we
verse.
play them the one that we're obsessed with?
Which one?
The second verse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me... This one. It's all true.
Bro, she's nuts.
Yeah, always trying to find just some kind of like sarcastic,
some comedy,
comedic angle.
Yeah, we loved a bit of comedy.
You know, it is sad that never saw the light of day.
Oh, I know. Hits on a hard drive, baby. Hits on a hard drive.
Hits on a hard drive. But you've written songs for Justin Bieber. You wrote Company, and what was the first one you talked about?
I wrote Take You. I
You.
co-wrote Mark My Words. I co-wrote Company for Bieber.
You've written songs for Keith Urban.
Yes, I wrote co-wrote a song called Wasted Time for Keith Urban that was a #1 for him with the amazing Greg Wells and Keith.
What else? I mean, I'm looking at your songs by J Hart playlist, which is full of bops.
Oh, yes. On Spotify?
On Spotify. You wrote In the Dark for Camila Cabello.
I did. I wrote
Good Things Fall Apart with John Bellion, which is such a good song.
Oh, thanks, Katelyn. Yeah, that's one of my faves. I'm really happy with that. I wrote 8 Letters for Why Don't We?
8 Letters for Why Don't We? I mean, I wish I could ask you how you created all of those songs. I mean, they all like have such your stamp on it, while just also feeling very unique to each artist. I mean, how do you approach, like, did you go into a lot of these sessions knowing who you wanted them to be for, or?
It kind of varies. Like, I think that sometimes, like in the case of Company, we were specifically writing for Justin Bieber. And actually, with Take You, we were specifically writing for Justin Bieber. But like, there have been times where that hasn't been the case. And I think The key is just to go into every room and want to just be honest about whatever it is you want to talk about. You know, I think there's like this idea that relatability is key, but I think that honesty should always trump relatability, because I think if you're honest, people are going to relate to it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So for me, it's just like when I'm trying to write for a specific artist or even with a specific artist, it's about what's going on in their life and trying to find a way for me to reformat it to make sense with what's going on in my life so that I can be the most useful conduit for what they want to say. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, but can you talk about it a little bit more? Like, if someone
Yeah.
comes in and they're going through something and they want to write about it, how do you figure out how to?
So, okay, yeah. So, like, basically, if an artist comes in, I'll just use an example. Like when we did In the Dark with Camila Cabello, she's a very strong writer and came in and said, I want to write a song about this. This is what I'm going through in my life. And so for me, it was about trying to make sense of that with what's happening for me personally, to be able to contribute honest lyrics.
Yeah.
So that I'm not sort of just contributing something that's like a recycled, manufactured idea of what she's going through. You know,
Yeah.
like I want the song to be about her life and like support her vision, but I also want it to feel like what I am contributing is coming from an honest place for me, because I think when people listen to music, you can tell when it's when it's written from a real place. Like,
for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of my process. And any song that I felt like I've done that with, in terms of just really try to keep it honest and make sure that even if it was someone else's story, what was happening from my contribution was from an honest place. The song has read that, and like you feel it when you listen to it, you know, like it's a proven way of writing for me.
Yeah. Do you keep like a notes going, or do you like write stuff down when you think about it? How do you kind of keep tapped into that creative space? Is it just because you like write every day, so you're kind of always living in that world?
I think that's a big part of it. Writing every day keeps the sort of like channel open, even if it's just like freehand writing in the morning, you know, for 10 minutes or do 2 pages or whatever you want to do. That's a massive thing. Putting into practice is really important. But yeah, I mean, I think just trying to walk into every room with an open mind and being vulnerable in every room. Like, yeah, I mean, that's the key to having it be honest, is just being honest in the creation of it.
Yeah.
As far as writing, yeah, sometimes I'll do a Google Doc with someone, like if you want to share notes, or I'll write things down. Sometimes what I'll do is in the beginning of the session with an artist, just have a conversation for like an hour, you know, or even more than an hour, however long it is, and figure out what's going on in their life. And if they say something that I'm like, ooh, that could be a cool title, or that could be a cool lyric. Some people will say things in conversation.
Yeah.
Being a good listener is such a big part of being a good songwriter, because people say things all the time that are amazing lyrics and don't realize that they're, you know, dropping gems. So listening to stuff that people say is so important, and just writing, making notes.
Wow. I hope you guys are writing this down.
Yeah, I hope you guys are taking notes on my notes.
I'm really just asking you so I can try and get some hits under my belt.
Saying.
And you've also put out music under your own name as an artist.
I have.
Like, you started doing that a year or so ago?
Yeah, almost 2 years ago. Yeah.
And what inspired that? And did you sort of go about writing those the same way, and then you were like, oh, these feel like just mine?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there have been songs that I've written that just for some reason didn't work for anyone, and I felt really passionate about them from the beginning and felt like a special connection to them. So that does happen sometimes. And you know how it is. You have so many songs that are not released, that just for your ears only, that are sitting on your computer.
Yeah.
And there have been times where I've sort of let songs just sit on my computer that have felt super honest to me. So yeah, I did the song with Kygo that I featured on, called Permanent. with my friend Johnny Price and with Kygo, and it was my first like really big feature,
Yeah.
and toured with Kygo for about a year and a half,
Yeah.
and like got to play cello with him and did Red Rocks and all these iconic venues, and started putting my own music out during that whole process during the tour.
Yeah, I mean, Permanent was such a cool ride. That song took you on such a cool ride.
I love that song. That's another one, just honest, you know?
That song is so good. I mean, if you haven't heard it, you have to listen. Honestly, leave the chat now and go listen.
Yeah, leave.
And then come back. But yeah, I mean, getting to play Coachella and all these just like iconic venues. I mean, were you freaking out?
Oh, 100% freaking out. The first show that I did with Kygo was in Amsterdam, and it was like 30,000 people or something like that. And this is the first show that I had ever done on that scale. And they called me and they were like, "Do you want to come on tour with us?" Miles Shear, who's Kygo's manager, manager Miles, "Do you want to come on tour with us?" And I obviously just said yes, because I didn't even want to think about it or let my fear get in the way of, you know, answering it. And then it slowly dawned on me that I had never performed in any sort of any arena or anything like that. So I just kind of had to suck it up and run on stage.
Yeah, you're like, I already said yeah. I'm already
here. Yeah. And yeah, it was terrifying, especially for the first like 2 or 3 weeks, because it was a lot of figuring shit out in terms of how to move on stage, how to stay connected and like enjoy it and be genuine, but also perform, you know?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to be thrown into.
Yeah, and I just have such a newfound respect for amazing performers, because I'm like, I know how much it takes now to get out there and kill it, but also not look like you're trying, or do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many different things that people don't think about. I watched the J-Lo Super Bowl performance last night in the hot tub. As you did.
As you do.
And just was like, wow, she is so damn good. Like, what a performer. Yeah, I just have a whole new level of respect for it after touring. I'm sure you know all too well what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, it's such an art form, and like, you don't realize how scary it's going to be till you're there and you're on stage and people are looking at you and you're like, okay, like, how do I engage and be entertaining and sound good and like remember to support the note that I'm singing so it doesn't sound bad, which it's a whole thing.
Enjoy it, you know, like,
and enjoy it and be present.
I realized like these venues are like, this might be some of the biggest venues I did South America with them, so you know, who knows when I'm going to be back to South America. I would love to go back soon, but you know, it's just a kind of realization of like, I have to enjoy this as well as perform, you know. This is as much for me as it is for the people watching. So
that's true. So in that kind of vein, like, as a songwriter, as a creative person, as a singer, like as someone who's in a field where every day they're having to kind of go in and expose themselves. Oh, hello.
That's my blanket, sorry.
And put yourself out there in a vulnerable way. I know for me, it's like every time I go into the room, I'm like, oh gosh, like I have to do this again. Am I capable? Like, there's this imposter syndrome that comes up. And you know, it's easy to be like, oh, if I had this cut, or if I had this, you know, accolade under my belt, I wouldn't feel as unprepared. But I'm starting to realize that I don't think that's true. I think no matter what level you're at, you're always going to feel unprepared and like you're out of your league. I mean, is that something that you deal with? How do you sort of fight that feeling?
Girl, every time. I mean, I still deal with that going into writing sessions. I like get so nervous writing with people.
Well, yeah,
even
because
though,
you're at a level now too that you're walking into rooms with, very highly successful people, and they're looking at you like, oh, you've gotten these cuts. Like, what do you got?
yeah, yeah, it's very intimidating. And to be like, I have that inner saboteur inside me. It's caused me to mess up some sessions or sort of not perform at my best before. And what I've realized is just like, to put that voice in the passenger seat and sort of grab the wheel and believe in yourself and go into everything, whether it's performing live or writing, with just the belief and knowing that you're good enough to be in that room, and trying to come in being yourself, because when I don't walk into a room feeling like myself, I start to shrink up and go inward. And once you start to do that, it's over. You might as well leave at that point. It's like, just go in, being yourself, confident, hyping yourself up if you need to. I'll never forget that I heard this amazing story about will.i.am. Someone told me one time that they passed him in the hall of a recording studio, and he was walking into the vocal booth, and they looked back as he was about to walk into the vocal booth, and he just like stood by the door and said like, I'm the shit, and then walked in. And I was like, that is amazing, because if will.i.am does that before recording, like, that's just incredible. It just goes to show that it never stops. You're never going to feel like, okay, I've done it,
Right.
At every level, you still have to hype yourself up and be your own cheerleader and believe in yourself.
I love that. Yeah, it's so true. I mean, you have to almost learn how to trick yourself as much as you're trying to trick everyone around you.
Yeah. T.
Like,
I mean, it is an element of faking it till you make it, but the reality is also, it's only tricking yourself because you have to initially do that. The reality is you do deserve to be there. You are good.
Yeah.
It's just getting that voice to shut up for a second,
Yes. Yeah. It's so tough. But you somehow still do it every time you walk into the room. And the thing that I also love about working with you, and that is inspiring to me, is, everyone's process is different, but a lot of times it looks like playing a track or playing some chords, sort of humming a melody you might hear, and then trying to find some lyrics. And with me, sometimes I can be a little timid with like melody ideas. Like maybe I'll be like quietly humming like and you will just immediately
piece of candy.
Yeah. You're immediately like, all right, here's some chords. What about something like, yeah, and you just like throw out a melody and like all these runs, and you just go so big. And I think that's so helpful with not only like getting a better melody and getting a better song, but also just sort of breaking the ice of like, we're all in here just to like throw out some ideas, try to get a song, have fun, like no need to be shy.
I mean, I gotta say, I'm not always like that, and I think that's the amazing thing about working with people that you're comfortable with, is just that they bring that out of you, you know?
Yes,
so,
for sure.
So yeah, I've definitely gone into rooms and not been like that, but now it's about finding a way within myself to make myself be like that without having to walk into a room that I'm comfortable with every time,
Yeah, for sure.
Because you're not going to, sometimes you walk in a room with people that you're like, okay, I'm really intimidated by this.
Yeah.
But you still have to find a way to just like get it together.
Be yourself,
Get it together.
Yes, exactly.
I'm trying to kill this, and nobody can tell me otherwise.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, I can talk to you all day and hear your tips, and I'm sure everyone else could too. But what are the quiz questions that you have for me?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. Okay, so well, I also brought this like fun game that I've been playing.
Oh, what is it?
It's called We're Not Really Strangers, and it's supposed to be a way of deepening your connections with people.
Oh man, we should have started this earlier.
So, I mean, what I thought is I could read one question that I prepared and then one
Okay.
question from the game.
Okay.
So, and then can you ask, or do you want to should we go back and forth?
I mean, I've been asking you a lot of questions. I can
Okay.
sit in the hot seat.
All right. Okay.
But we'll see.
Okay. Now, first question.
Okay.
What was your first impression?
Wait, do it again. It cut out.
I said, what was your first impression of me?
Oh gosh. I mean, I'm thinking about that story that I kind of told earlier when you were riding on a Saturday and I was playing kickball. And I came in and saw that you guys were writing songs and I was like, who is this? They're working on a Saturday. Like, it really affected me, obviously, because I still remember. And I mean, I'm sure there was a part of me that was like, kind of like, oh, like, does that mean I should be working on a Saturday? Like, this, so I probably was like, oh, wow, he probably thinks he's such a hard worker. But that was such a like brief moment. Like, I don't even remember being like, oh, J Hart, I have this very like, I know who he is. I mean, I think we've always connected on like just kind of being pretty outgoing and friendly, and you're very much that. And I just remember feeling immediately comfortable around you.
Oh, I gotta say, I thought you were so cool when I met you. Well, I think you're cool now, but I just remember being like, Katelyn is so cool. Like, she's so cool. She's like an actress, a singer. She's bubbly. Like,
wow, you know,
yeah,
to hear that.
confession time, baby. Okay, so do you want me to pick a card?
Okay.
Okay. No, not gonna do that one.
Yeah, go easy.
No, I'm not gonna do that one either. Okay, hold on. I gotta get a good one.
Okay.
No. Give me a second. Do I seem like someone who would get a name tattooed on myself? Why or why not?
A name? Just honestly, yeah.
Damn. That's tea.
Like, I don't mean that in a bad way. I feel like you get tattoos pretty like easy, like you're like, yeah, I'm getting a tattoo. As someone who's like,
and to be fair, I do have, oh wait, where is it? Call mom and call dad. So
yeah,
I guess
see?
in that regard, not that those are their names, but I do have that.
But I could see you putting a name of like your sister or like someone who's important to you, not like a hideous, like huge name.
Yeah.
But I mean, a name, I guess I could. Yeah, I guess I could.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how messy do you think my car is?
6?
Bitch!
I've been in your car, and I only say that because mine's probably an 8.
Okay. Don't backpedal. Own your answer, girl.
I think.
Okay, a 6. I'll take a 6.
Do you
say
disagree?
Right now it's pretty clean, but I haven't
you haven't been in it.
So right now it's like a 3.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh man. Okay.
It's
all right.
disgusting, but yeah.
Do you want to do one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have the deck, but.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick one, and I'm gonna show it to you, and you have to read it to me.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not looking at it.
Oh, it's backwards, but I'll try my best. What would my profile song be if MySpace were still a thing?
Wow, did you read that backwards?
I did.
Whoa, that's hot. Okay. What would my profile song be if MySpace were still a thing?
Are you answering what would mine be, or what would yours be?
Oh, I'm answering what would yours be.
Yeah. What would mine be if MySpace?
Your song would be.
would it be?
I join in with a heaven. You know, I'm kidding. Your song would be
Wait, if MySpace were still a thing right now, so like a current.
Oh, okay, right now. Yes.
Current
Okay.
song.
Sorry.
I think.
Maybe
it would still be fanning.
You might have had that back in the day.
I probably did.
If MySpace was still a thing now, I would say it would be like, ooh, like a John, not a John Mayer song, maybe like a, how do you say it? Ryan Beatty, is that his name? Would that be? Where am I on the scale? Am I close or no?
I don't deny it, but I don't know much of his music to be quite honest.
Okay, you know, you win some, you lose some. So,
okay.
what would your song be?
Oh gosh, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I don't even know what I would put up there. I mean, probably like I'm obsessed with the new Lennon Stella album.
Yeah, she's a great one. Shout out to Lennon. We love her.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said shout out to Lennon. We love her.
Shout out to Lennon. Yes. Big shout out to Lennon.
Big
her
shout
voice
out. The biggest, almost.
Almost the biggest.
Almost
the biggest shout out of the day to Lennon.
Okay, I've got one more question for you.
Okay.
What is one funny memory you have of us together?
One?
And you have to tell a really funny story.
One memory. Funny memory. I think I know the one you want me to tell.
There was no secret hidden agenda there.
We have a lot of funny memories together, but my husband David used to be your roommate. That's something I meant to say earlier as another reason why we really know each other. But we would play a lot of games and we would, have a drink or two. My mom is watching. She knows I drink. Mom. But it was before Dave and I were married, and I was sort of obsessed with the idea of being engaged.
I know where you're going with this. All right, okay.
I mean, you tell this better than I do because we'd had a couple drinks and we were playing catchphrase and things were getting heated. But I don't even remember why I started in with the I don't even know. Is this even a good story?
It's a great story.
It's one of our funnier memories, but it makes me
take the wheel off. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna drive this car off the tracks. Here we go.
It just makes me look insane. I really walked into this.
So Katelyn was dying for a proposal at this point. And was getting a little frustrated with David for not proposing. And we got about 3 rounds into catchphrase and a couple glasses of wine were enjoyed. Yeah. And I could see Katelyn had something on her mind and she needed to get it out. And, and at one point she just goes, in the middle of a catchphrase round.
What?
She's just bubbling over and she goes, David, when are you gonna propose? And we were all just like,
okay.
Anyway, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And you're married, you're happily married now and all is right in the world. But man, that was so funny.
I'm honestly surprised he proposed after that.
When
are you gonna propose?
David!
Psycho.
Oh my God, it was incredible. It was such a pure moment of honesty and you were a little drunk, so you were slurring a little. It was just the cutest thing ever. It was so cute.
Oh my God. There's also a funny video that maybe I'll try to post after this that I found of my birthday party last year, the one that I posted where it was early 2000s themed. And I was also, it was my birthday, I was drinking, and you were like, is it still going? And you were like, I was like, yes, here now. I just sent the craziest text, and you were like, okay, I'm going to come by. And so you got there late, so the party was pretty much in full swing. And I'm like in the photo. At one point over the night, I just went to the photo booth and was just dancing to all the songs by myself in the photo booth.
Yep.
And you were really encouraging me from the camera. I'm like dancing to the Pussycat Dolls, and you're like, like give me choreo, like oh yeah, and I just
like give me Scherzinger realness, photo shoot. Yes, you're killing it. You're killing it. Little did you know, you were not killing it, but you were definitely doing something.
Killing it.
You were going for it.
I was going for it.
Oh,
anyway.
that was so good.
Okay,
you were
I think the like Instagram thing is like the 1 hour limit isn't a thing anymore because we haven't gotten kicked off.
Oh, is there a 1 hour limit? I thought that was just for Zoom.
I think there's used to be a 1 hour limit.
Whoa.
But apparently we're past it because there were some technical difficulties and I didn't mean to go this long, but
oh, that's why, because I got cut off because my phone overheated.
Maybe that's why. Anyway, we can gab all day.
We could gab all day, and the people are loving it. You guys are eating it up.
Yeah. Well, listen, Jay, I really appreciate you coming on to my huge talk show.
Oh, so happy to be here, Katelyn. I love you so much. Thanks for having me. Seriously,
I love you too. And again, I will just say, you are one of the most talented songwriters. I think the best is still ahead for you, and you already have accomplished so much. Some of my favorite songs of mine were written with you. You just did One Republic's latest song, Didn't I? I mean, you just keep continuing to put out such great work, and I know I'm always looking forward to hearing the songs that you write, the songs that you put out as yourself, and just hanging out with you and grabbing drinks and getting dinner. And I just think you're such a talent, and I know that you have such a big, bright future ahead of you, even after quarantine and even during quarantine.
Well, I love you so much, and I want to say the same back to you, that it's such a pleasure to do this, and thank you for inviting me. And I was scared about doing the live thing, but there's no one else I'd want to do it with, so thank you so much for having me on and making me feel loved. And I just love you so much, and you're one of my dearest friends out here, and I just die for you, girl. I really die for you, seriously. I didn't finish the bacon, Lauren. Thank you for asking.
We're so glad you finished the bacon. All right. Well, we could keep complimenting each other and telling stories, but I guess I'll let you go and let everyone get on with their day or night. But yeah, love you, Jay.
Love you, girl.
Bye,
guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Oh man, what a guy. Okay, well, gosh, I mean, if there's no more hour limit, who knows what's gonna happen. Once again, thank you, Jay Hart, for coming on. He's the best. Go listen to his music. There is a playlist on Spotify called Songs by Jay Hart, and it has like all the songs that he's been a part of and some of the songs that he's put out as himself. And I would highly recommend going and listening to it and just following his career, because he's gonna have a big one. He already has. So yeah. All right, y'all. Lauren, Katelyn at noon, Tarver Talks 3-hour special. Oh gosh, I can really get going on here. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that and took in some good advice and just heard some stories from a great guy. Tomorrow I'm talking to Laura Morano, which is going to be really exciting. So be sure to tune in for that tomorrow. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you then. Bye.